Thanks for joining us. It's a silly season update, but instead of writing it, we're going to talk about it because it's pretty convoluted and it's kind of all over the board, and it's just easier to explain it, I think, than it is to write about it. But first, I want to start out with what happened last month at Watkins Glen. I asked Chip Ganassi. I hear that Honda's pursuing you pretty hot and heavy about coming back in 2017, and the chipster said, with a straight face, "Miller, is that the best you can do? Really? Yeah, and I'm going to Toyota next week in NASCAR too. I have no idea where this stuff starts." I don't either. I think I just made it up, Chip, but amazingly enough, you're back at Honda, which is the big domino in this whole IndyCar Silly season. Ganassi's back at Honda. Penske stays at Chevy. The balance of power is divided. Scott Dixon even said at the airport in Sonoma, it would be kind of cool if we were in one engine and they were in the other. Well, that's the way it's going to happen. And Honda really wanted Scott Dixon, and they really like Tony Kanaan. And I think Kanaan will be back in the 10 car because NTT Data loves him almost as much as Honda does. Charlie Kimball's coming back. What about the 4 seat? Will that be Max Chilton? He was in Indy last week talking to Mike Hall. They haven't re-signed yet, but it looks like he probably will come back. If he doesn't come back, maybe he goes with Trevor Carlin, since his father has major interest in that team, and they combine with KV Racing, and maybe they run a one-car effort, and Ed Jones next year with 3 races, the Indy Lights champ. Maybe there's a new IndyCar team and a new IndyCar owner with Trevor Carlin. That'd be great. But you got to think maybe he's going to wait till 2018 when everybody's got the same aero kit. But if he brought Max with him, he'd have the Chevrolet aero kit, so he'd still have a little bit of advantage. If Chilton somehow didn't go back to Ganassi, Juan Montoya wants that seat in the worst way. That's where he wants to be. But he has to wait and see what happens to Max Chilton. And then I think he'd still have to find a sponsor as great as Montoya is. So if he doesn't go to Ganassi, Montoya's the #1 free agent. Where does he go? Well, he's talked to Ed Carpenter. He's talked to AJ Foyt. Michael Andretti talked to him way back in Toronto. I don't know. I'm not sure he's talked to Michael lately, but it looks like Michael has a 4th seat open. Ed Carpenter's seat is the most coveted, the 21 car that Joseph Newgarden left to go to Roger Penske. So I think it's between J.R. Hildebrand and Montoya for that seat. What about the 20 car, and who will be Ed's partner as far as the guy that's going to run all the road courses and street circuits? Well, Spencer Pigot did a good job last year. If he keeps Samsung, he's probably got the catbird seat for that ride. Ed also talked about Sage Karam. I think we'd all like to see Sage Karam get another shot. I certainly would. So that's what I've been talking to AJ Foyt about for the last month, because AJ and Larry Foyt, they heard all the stuff about Honda. They're way ahead of the posse. They've already talked to Chevrolet. So with Chip going to Honda, that's 4 more engines. Well, Honda's not going to run 15 cars next year. So who's going to have to leave Honda to go to Chevrolet to equal things out? Probably AJ Foyt and Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports, because I'm pretty sure Andretti and Ray Hall have already re-signed with Honda, and I think Dale Coyne's probably re-signed because he got Sebastian Bourdais, and that was Honda's big plan to bring Bourdais in. If Foyt goes to Chevrolet, he doesn't have to run Takuma Sato with Honda money anymore and Honda engines, because obviously he'll be with Chevrolet. However, don't assume that Sato's out. ABC Supply really likes Takuma, and he may still keep his seat with Foyt. It might be the 41 car. Who will drive the 14 car then? Well, I wish it was Connor Daly. I wish it was Sage Karam. I wish it was Spencer Pigot. I wish it was a young American. That's what I've been beating on AJ about on the phone for the last month. You got to hire an American. You got to get an American there and give a kid a chance. But I really think he's talking to a couple Colombians. I think he's talking to Juan Montoya, and I think he's talking to Carlos Munoz, or Munoz as he calls him. And I don't know if there's going to be 1 or 2 seats at Foyt. If there's 2 seats, I just hope that 2nd seat goes to a young American that we just mentioned. Then we got Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports. What about their 3rd seat? We're not sure they're going to have a 3rd team yet or not. So that's kind of something for next week or the week after, whenever that happens. I think Aero maybe was interested in having another car. We'll see what happens. But when you look at next year and you think about all the things that have happened, and you think about how crazy silly season's been here in the last month, I don't think anybody foresaw all this. With Ganassi changing engine manufacturers, Joseph Newgarden going to Penske, you got all this movement. I just hope, because what IndyCar still needs, and I know I beat this drum a lot, we still need young American drivers to get a chance. Whether it's Sage Karam, who I think, God, he would be such a good fit with Foyt too. We hope maybe Connor Daly gets to stay at Dale Coyne because he had a good relationship with Michael Cannon. Spencer Pigot did a good job for Ed Carpenter, and again, if he has Samsung, maybe he's got a leg up on getting a ride. But those are the 3 guys I want to see get a chance, along with Gabby Chavez. So what do we need? We need more car owners. So if you hit the lottery this week, call me. We'll start a team. All right, read Marshall Pruitt, Mark Glendenning, readracer.com. We'll keep you up to date. Thanks for watching.